What's it going to be today, brother?
We're talking about creative fatigue, and this doesn't have anything to do with sleep, even though I want it so badly right now.
We both have some creative fatigue right now.
Creative fatigue, oh man.
We see this in ad accounts all the time.
So what do we see? What is creative fatigue?
So what happens with creative fatigue is the creative, so that's going to be an image, a video, maybe a video image.
GIFs? GIFs?
GIFs. Whatever the creative that you're using in your Facebook and Instagram ads is fatigued. People have seen it too much. Facebook has served it up, and people are no longer reacting to that creative.
So it's kind of like desensitization to your ads.
Yeah.
So how many times have you seen the same ad over and over again, and the first time you maybe had a reaction, and then every subsequent time you see it, you're just kind of like, Again? Really? Well, we want to make sure that we as marketers aren't doing that to everybody else.
Yeah. So let's first of all talk about some results that we've seen with creative fatigue.
Okay.
So let's talk about one of our clients. We're going to keep them, we're not going to talk about who the client is exactly, but we're running to a very large audience, but we'd actually burnt the audience out with the creative. So the frequency, and you can get that frequency number in Facebook Ads Manager, the frequency was 2.5. So that meant that people had seen the ad about 2.5 times. Well,
now where do we draw the line?
On a cold audience, 2. 2 is the max, because that means that some people in that cold audience have seen that ad 10 times.
2 means 10 times.
Well, it could mean that one person has seen it once, right? But it could be 9 people have seen it once and one person has seen it 10 times.
It's true. It's an average.
Yeah, because Facebook's algorithm is trying to serve that ad to people who are most likely to convert for the metric that you've given Facebook.
Right.
So this is the lead generation campaign. So we had creative that we knew was fatigued. We knew that people had seen it too often. So we were able to work together with them and get some new creative, and we immediately saw the cost drop a third. Sorry, drop to a third. So it dropped 2/3 by just adding new creative.
That's a huge cost cutting technique right there. I mean, I know that some people shy away from creating new creative. Because there's costs associated with that. Either time cost, you have to do it yourself, or you have to get a designer or a videographer or what have you. But it's not really a cost. It's actually a savings, because if you're constantly refreshing your creative, you're lowering your costs potentially if you're running a tight campaign, and that's almost money that you can't afford not to spend.
Totally. If I were to invest in copy versus creative, like ad copy, I would go creative all day and have really simple ad copy, right? And just continually change up the creative. So that goes for you e-commerce store owners out there. Having really good product photography, but having different product photography. So having some lifestyle images, right? Versus flat lays. Flat lays are working really well right now. They always have, and they continue to work really well. What are some other things?
We really like video. At least right now, video seems to do quite well.
Yeah, for certain clients.
For certain clients, and I mean, it is important to test. One ad might run better with an image than a video, versus one ad might run better with a short video versus a long video. So you can't get away with just saying, the ad's fatigued, whatever. Like, you need to be testing multiple formats, multiple lengths, multiple images at every single corner anyways.
Totally. One thing about creative fatigue is it only works if the ad was working. Right? Creative fatigue only happens when an ad's been running to a large audience and has now been fatigued. This creative fatigue doesn't mean that you just started using some creative and it's not working, right? That's just a bad ad. That's what we call those.
Your ad sucks. Sorry.
So when to know when to refresh your creative, right? As soon as you see that lead cost going up 20%, 30%, or lead or purchase cost, whatever your aim is, you need to refresh your creative.
If your KPIs are starting to look bad, your cost per acquisition is going up, your fatigue, your frequency number on Facebook, that's a good one as well. I mean, I've seen some accounts where like the lead has dropped off, the lead cost is going higher. Well, has anyone checked the frequency lately? No. Oh, it's way higher than it should be. Okay. Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's just do a little update, and bam, it's right back.
Yeah. So, yeah, we hope that this is helpful for you guys. I'm sure that most of you are going to go into your ad accounts right now and put new creative on. Or if you're working with agencies, they're going to say, we need to refresh the creative right away.
This is your action item. If you see any sets that have a frequency of 2 or higher, why don't you just try refreshing the creative and see what happens?
Yeah, totally. So we hope that this has been helpful, and have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Secrets to Scaling Online. If you're loving what you're hearing, subscribe to our podcast and share this with a friend. No, seriously, share it with a friend. No, if you don't, I'm going to find you and I'm going to make you profitable. Got it? No, seriously.